Howdy fellow model railroaders, my name is Kevin Brown and I want to thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. This episode is going to be about the new incarnation of a good friend of mine, Dave Gentry's N-Scale Cache Valley and Northern Railroad. Now if you've been following my channel for a while, I've had the opportunity to video his former Cache Valley and Northern Railroad 2 different times, the last of which was kind of a hint of sadness because he was having to tear out his layout to move to Arizona. Well, in the meantime, he has moved and got his room ready, and I could see in our monthly Zoom meetings, which he usually shows up for the T-Track Club, that he'd made quite a lot of progress. And he approached me and wanted to know if I wanted to do a video on his new incarnation of the layout. And I said, yeah. So we did some shifting of files back and forth, and I think you'll enjoy what you see. Now, one quick note. We had used Dropbox to ship files back and forth, and for some reason it altered the file enough that my video editor wouldn't touch it. So I'm just using the raw footage, so I'm afraid it's a little choppier than I usually like, but I think you'll enjoy what you see. So yeah, I'll just sit back and enjoy and see what Dave has accomplished in the last year.
Welcome to the Cache Valley in Northern Arizona. If you have followed any of Kevin Brown's stories about the Cache Valley in Northern, you knew that it got disassembled and kind of torn apart and relocated to Surprise, Arizona. This is the fifth Cache Valley in Northern, Cache Valley in Northern 5.0, and it has been through a lot of growth. It started as a 4x8, went to a small switching pike, then to a 10 by 10 room, and then to a larger, and the one you saw on the videos, that 18 by 14 double deck. Making a downsizing to Arizona in retirement, decided to go with T-Track as my basic layout. So many of the T-Track modules that I had back in Illinois have been put to good use here. I've added some more, and I will show you those as we move on. But just kind of a update on where the Cache Valley in Northern has gone to, and the progress that we've made in getting our new place set up. I am sitting in the third bay of a 3-car garage. We closed off one end with a wall and a door, and had a mini split air conditioner put in. Obviously outside right now it's 105. Inside it's a very comfortable 79 to 80. So adjusting for the Arizona summers, much like those in the Midwest do for winter. So I will move on and show you some of the layout. Again, it's a T-Track form. It's DCC using Digitrax as the power source. I have the ability to unplug the DCC and go back to DC if I decide I want to do that, or somebody has some engines that they might want to run that are DC. It's a fairly straightforward switch of the bus. And anyway, progress. We've lived here a year now, and just thought we'd bring everybody up to speed on what's been going on with the new layout. So here is the layout. As I said, the T-Track format. I use a variety of modules. Some are masterpiece modules, which I have liked, but I know they're not in production at the present time. Some are freeform. Some are group efforts by club members, so it's quite a mix of different types of modules. This end, which is currently Plywood Plains, will be a Sedona look-alike with red rocks, and the turnaround will be hidden in the red rocks of the Sedona area. That bag you see there is dirt that I was able to scoop up while hiking in the red rocks of Sedona, so I know that my colors will at least be accurate. The lead over on the other side, that turnout and that stub track that you see there at the moment will eventually go into my yard. Come back over onto this side, so we have industrial with the alternate blue to allow for switching. Through the inside corner with a couple different industries in there. You head into a small lighter industry area and service module or surface areas. Then you head into the city, getting more congested, more built up. Street scene as you run across through the, and then into the actual city itself. I have used it above the end cap. I really like the idea of hiding the turnaround so that you have the illusion of a train going into the city, and then when it reappears, it's somewhere else. I've spent a lot of time since getting in here in this room working on this particular module. Added a lot of details to it. I have kind of become attached to the view down the street. I think it adds just my satisfaction with how the city is turning out. But again, it will have a lot more details when it is all done. Add a little more grime and add some road dirt and so forth to it, so the weathering will come along. When trains emerge coming that way out of the city through my airport module, those are Osborne models out of Canada Airplanes. I really like the quality of the kits that they make for airplanes. A pair of Swiss Village modules, including a thatched roof hut. There is a train station there, and so it's got a lot of interesting little scenes with the different people. My career in agriculture had to be represented, and so I have a fertilizer plant. I've yet to bring out the ammonia tanks and the trucks and cars that go with that. Into the farm scene, going across from the grain elevators into a pasture. A crossover, which will help me get in and out of the yard, get into the inner track and the crossover there so I can move to the yard. A trestle module that catches a lot of people's attention at shows. Yet to decide what the corner will be. Then into the marina. Joel Simpson designed and built the 2-foot module. I got it from him when he had to move away, and added a third module to it with the actual marina buildings. I have a couple of float planes also from Osborne models that will eventually go in there. And then as you come out again, head into the yard. The yard will, please forgive, it's a workbench at the moment. This is going to end up being the yard. It has the typical tidiness of a work table, and so be able to come in here, make up, tear down trains, and eventually send them on their way back out onto the layout and do some operations within the modules. So this is the current Cache Valley and Northern. I will stop this segment here and put some trains into action. So now we've got a few engines running. They said it's maybe not prototypical with steam and modern diesels running at the moment, but as they say, it's my railroad. We'll give you an opportunity to see the effect of having the end cap covered. The trains move through. You'll notice on the end of the modern train there is a flashing rear end device. This Fred is done by Firefly. I like them. They work both in DC and DCC and just use track power, so been pretty pleased with those. And as you can see, they disappear into the city, reappear on the backside, and for whatever reason, to me, it breaks the illusion, or it gives the illusion then of trains moving in different places away into the city, and then they appear somewhere else instead of watching them turn back on themselves. As you the orange and the white reefers are custom paints that I did for the Cache Valley in Northern and the Distill Brewery in Distill Brewery in Bloomington Normal, Illinois. And just added some local flavor, to my railroad. So this is the updated 2022 version of the Cache Valley in Northern. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you an extended version when I get the yard started and get things moving along. But it's been a interesting transition, getting used to a smaller layout, but also having the opportunity to start fresh and try something new. I've had the opportunity to take some of my modules and run them at the Maricopa County Fair and the Arizona State Fair with the Arizona Model Railroad Society. And so it's been an opportunity to share some of the things that I've been doing here in my, what used to be part of the garage. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and Kevin, I'll turn it back to you.
Well, as you can see, Dave's made quite a lot of progress on his layout in the last year or so. He also probably figured out that his specialty is structures. He's very good at making structures and modifying them. In fact, I've got one of his structures as a flat on my Blair Yard module. I'm very happy to have that. Just by the numbers, the room that he's in is 14 foot by 12 foot. His layout is an L, 14 foot on one side, 7 foot on the other, with room for a 3 foot by 6 foot expansion for his yard and engine facility. So he's got a lot to work with. I will gladly bring you his expansion and where he goes with his layout as he gets stuff done. I think it'd be well worth it. Just another quick note, the other two videos on my channel where we looked at the Cache Valley in Northern was number 43, titled Last Look at the Cache Valley in Northern, and number 29, A Visit to the Cache Valley in Northern. As you probably suspected, I am very much wedded to the idea of home layout based around T-Track modules, which is one of the reasons that I really like what he's accomplished so far. I think it gives you, in a lot of ways, a lot of flexibility. It's infinitely expandable. You can change it around as much as you want, adapt it to new space. As a bonus, you get to bring some of your modules with you to a show and share it with the public. So I think it's a wonderful way to go. I'm very pleased to see what Dave's doing with the T-Track format for his home layout. So, like I say, anything more I find from him, I'll definitely bring to you. This is the part of the video where I usually talk about my group, the N Scale of Bloomington Normal. We had a train show at Decatur last weekend. I got some footage from that, but I thought I'd let Dave's layout be a standalone video, and I think you'll see why. So our next big show isn't until November, and it'll be at the Normal Public Library, which is a good show. We always run into a lot of kids, and it's always well worth it. So basically, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, hit like and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.